Hi, welcome back. We're certainly glad you could make it. This week we'll be doing a nice SailPoint Magic Quadrant painting. As you can see here, we have a quadrant in front of us with a wide variety of colors on our palette here. So without further ado, let's go ahead and get started. Just to address some of the areas on our quadrant, this is the neighborhood for leaders. So later we might see some eagles kind of rise to the top and be flying around here, and we'll call this neighborhood the Challenger so the leaders don't get lonely over here. Now, the way a quadrant is measured in this capacity at least, you can see this bottom plane represents the completeness of vision headed this way, along with this axis saying ability to execute. I think those are very important in understanding where the industry's leaders stand in the space. So without further ado, let's get on with it. Let's have some fun. All right, so over here, I think I see a little chipmunk or a groundhog down here, and he's getting full and ready for the winter, ready to hibernate. And we'll just put him down there, and we'll call him Ori for short, for Oracle. And he's hanging out right down here just for a point of reference, okay? But we can't let him get lonely down there by himself. So what I like to do is, add a few friends to the mix. As you can see, I'm using my Blue Expo, royal blue in hue, fantastic marker. And what we'll do is we'll just assume there's someone living right here, and we'll just beat the devil out of it. There we go. And it doesn't have to be anything in particular. We'll just set that there, and we'll go ahead and call them OI, short for One Identity. Great friend of ours in the neighborhood. And boy, do we love it when they come by and have a chat. So from there, what we'll do is we'll mention a few other of the leaders that we're going to see in this space living up here in this quadrant. And I feel like there's an eagle going to be flying somewhere up here, or some sort of, flying grizzly bear, something majestic. We'll see though when we get there. But what I want people to also know is that there's people that live in this neighborhood that they've lived here for a whole long time, and maybe they don't like this new young music, but they're still here and they're hanging out, and they don't even need a nickname. They're just gonna be, we'll just call them IBM. All right, perfect. And clearly this isn't all the people that are living in the neighborhood. You've got a lot of people down here that have requested not to be on screen. So what we're doing today is focusing on the top to the right. Another leader in the space, our good friend out in the Bay Area. Saved by the Bell, Saved by Savian, and they live right up in here. Just make it whatever you want. It doesn't owe anybody anything. There we go. And we'll just put Sav up there. Now, when we look at the leader in this space, we imagine he's going to be way up here climbing up to the top, but that you can't take away from the old wild card in the neighborhood, okay? And that's going to be Omada. And they are so special. And we'll just put them right there. Believe it or not, SailPoint is the leader in this space. So the ability to execute over time in the industry landed us right up here, in the very top corner of the Gartner Magic Quadrant. And there's just a beautiful eagle flying. All right, we'll give him some wings, and we'll call him SailPoint. All right. Now, I'll go ahead and write that out. I think it's such a pretty name. I love the way this blue looks on this canvas here. So we have our industry leader. Now, let's take a break and move on to something else. All right, welcome back. Thanks for your patience. So now, we have a pretty good idea of where people are living and staying here in the old Gartner neighborhood. And SailPoint being the undisputed leader, this makes 5 years in a row now. It's pretty unique and individualistic, and so much so that they've pioneered the access governance space. So they'll answer the questions like who has access to what, who should have access, and how is that access being used. Okay, so it's very important that they understand we're only making strides toward improving the access governance space, and that includes such integrations and innovations as AI, machine learning, predictive identity, you name it, we'll do it all. So I think it's important to understand that we've been given the credit to expand the definition of what identity governance is here at SailPoint. As you can see, living up here in the top's not so bad. So, these are all of our friends that live here in the neighborhood. We all know each other and help each other out. I think it's just great that we can all live on the same quadrant together. I appreciate it for coming by and hanging out. Hopefully next time you bring some brushes with you and we can make some art together. Have your easel set up and ready with a glass of tea. Thanks for swinging by to SailPoint's Magic Quadrant painting class.